With the mobility of international capital, gone are the days when an oil and gas-rich country can afford to be indifferent in luring investors into its country. These days, competition is stiff. With the emergence of new entrants, innovation technology, enticing legislation, it is the survival of the fittest. Venezuela was not only the most endowed hydrocarbon nation, but also one of the richest countries in Latin America. But Venezuela is today in a sorry state, with stories in the media worldwide of how a once-upon-a-time great country fell from grace to grass.
Venezuelans are doing an excellent job collapsing their own oil economy.
No one wants to tour the Venezuelan path. Every country is proactive. A country like Saudi Arabia recently reduced its taxation from 85% to 50%, all to lure investors. Mexico, Brazil, the United Arab Emirates and Indonesia have also sweetened their legislation to attract investment. The USA, which used to be an oil importer, not only exports now, but also lures investment with favorable fiscal policies. And then there is Nigeria, where divestment is going on from one rig to another, investors taking their capitals elsewhere. Its once-upon-a-time customers, like the US, does not longer buy from Nigeria, but also now pose as a serious competition for market share.
That it is no longer such a producer's market as it used to be. So today, in setting your fiscal framework, you need to keep an eye on what is going on elsewhere and how other people are approaching it, and then ensure that you throw in sweeteners. I mean, you, by all means, get the rent. But in order to get rent sustainably, you probably need to ensure that people come in the first instance. So the third dimension, like I talked about, is keeping an eye on the competition and ensuring that you set your framework in such a way as to attract investments and investors into your space.
Yet, for a competition this stiff, Nigeria has refused to wear its boxing gloves to fight for the industry, still foot dragging with one of its greatest battle weapons, the PIB, yet to see the light of the day.
Every Nigerian understands that the Nigerian economy is sustained by the oil and gas sector. So our aspiration is to have the governance of the sector such that everybody benefits, including future generations.
With several administrations birthing, aborting, reviving and aborting the PIB, industry players fear that even though the 8th National Assembly has taken the PIB to almost the finish line, with the electioneering year around the corner, these entire efforts of the 8th Assembly can as well be considered aborted for another assembly to start this cumbersome cycle all over again. But can this jinx be broken?
This National Assembly, the 8th National Assembly, has, in my opinion, addressed it with all the seriousness it deserves. We hope that a version that Mr. President is comfortable with, he's able to negotiate that with the National Assembly and pass it.
These things take some time, but of course there must not be endless processes, because the urgency for these bills to become law and to commence fully is very apparent in the petroleum industry.
Although it might not look like a big deal at the moment, analysts say with such indecisiveness, Nigeria is threading the Venezuelan path, the oil giant that once was. Hawwa Kasim, AIT News, Abuja.